So I'm going to be taking a look at the cannabis sector. I'm going to look at some of the main tickers, and I also have some that some people have requested. Some tickers I hadn't even heard of, so I'm going to take a look at them. This sector is kind of near and dear to my heart. I haven't been in it for a really long time, and I haven't done a video on it because I just started doing videos about a month ago. But basically, trading in this sector is kind of where I got my start. So I know a little bit about a lot of the tickers here, and I know a little bit about the history. When this sector first started evolving, there was so much hope and everybody was just so excited about it. So it's kind of sad to see what it has come to. But just like I've learned in the rest of the market, all the different sectors go in cycles, and just because it's been down for so long doesn't mean that it's out. So I like to get into tickers when there's opportunities to be had, and right now could be an opportunity. So I want to take a look at it and just basically look at some levels that we can watch and find out if this is in fact an opportunity, or if, you know, a few months from now we're going to say, damn, I wish I would have got into those tickers way back then. So this is the time to take a look at them when they're beat up and everybody's counting them out. So that's why I'm going to take a look today. So starting with TLRY, TLRY. Basically want to identify if we have, in fact, found some support here. So you can see that on the daily, we hit this level, and it's almost like a double bottom, not quite. We do have something forming in this area. So I want to go and see if I can find other levels. Now I looked at the weekly and I wasn't able to find anything. And the easiest way to find a chart with a chart of this age, because it's a couple of years old now, is to go to the monthly. So I'm pulling up the monthly chart and I want to see if I can analyze this monthly. And when you look at this monthly, you can see that we had a huge pullback. Of course, TLRY has a history where it ran like insane out the gate. It was one of those huge pump and dumps. So we pumped up really hard and then we dumped pretty hard for a really long time. And we are just above the level in that we sort of fought to get over for a while. You can see that this area that we're in right now has been significant resistance in the past when you're looking at the monthly chart. So just want to get like a zone going here. It doesn't have to be an exact level, just an area. So we can see that we had fought this resistance level. We fought through it. We came back down. Then we were underneath it for a while. Then we fought through it again. We came back down and we were underneath it for a while. Then we got through it for the third time. After testing, retesting, we got through it, and then bang, we smacked through it and we went through it with a force. So this level in this area is a key area for us to be watching. And this is where we are right now. We have some support that has formed. We're in this range. When I come back out to the daily, you can see this is the range I highlighted on the monthly. And so yes, we are below the SMA 100. Putting us over this SMA 100 would be really good, because that would mean that we were getting back into an uptrend. But we're nowhere near that. So we have a ways to go. But what we can look at on this chart all the way down on this daily is that we have been underneath. So basically we drop below the EMA 12, which is the blue line. We drop below it again. We're always underneath the EMA 12, and then we're fighting to get over it. But every time we get over it, like over here, we made an attempt back in July of the summer. We got over the EMA 12. We got over the next one, and then we hit this purple line, which is the SMA 50. Completely rejected that, and then came back down to go beneath the EMA 12, and that's where we've been, and we continue to follow this all the way down. Well, now we're making our way back up again, and then today we got slightly over that EMA 50, or sorry, the SMA 50. So that's what I'm watching right now. Is this going to be a rejection, or are we going to get over this SMA 50? Over the last 3 days, we're making higher highs and higher lows. So that looks good. And we closed on an inverted hammer candlestick. This is known to be a possible sign of a bullish reversal, and that is not something that you should be basing a trade on alone. But when you have this coupled with the fact that we have some decent bull volume coming in after months and months and months of bears ruling, this is something to consider. So we're watching this level, this SMA 50, to see if the bulls can take it from here. CGC is pretty similar to TLRY, except we are much closer to that SMA 50. But I've been watching CGC with this daily EQ that we were in, and we touched this level, this 1445, we rejected it, and we were getting close to it, we rejected it, and today we got through that level, and again we closed on an inverted hammer candlestick. This isn't as bullish because it's red, but it still is that same candlestick. So, and if we want to go and look and see the monthly, it is very, very clear that we're in this area. So this is the area we're watching here, this zone, which I have highlighted. We've got that support down there, 1286 to hold, and then we want to break this 1445 level and keep on making higher highs. We did make a slight higher high today, so let's keep that going as well with CGC. So I did mention that the CGC's chart was similar to TLRY, and I just mentioned that it is the same area where we are trying to change the trends, and we have a higher high, but it's definitely not as strong. We don't have as much bull volume, but at the same time we have to remember that TLRY gets a lot more volume than CGC does overall. I know that in the Discord worlds that I travel, TLRY is a name that comes up whenever cannabis stocks are on the table, and I don't think I've ever heard anybody mention CGC. So that's it's just not as mainstream. So TLRY is going to get more attention when the sector is running. SNDL, now this is one that gets a lot of attention when the cannabis stocks are running. This one is getting alerted and sent out all over Discord. So we can take a look at it. It is a penny stock, so definitely a lot more volatile. And we can see that we touched this level here, 6111, and this, it's like we've definitely hit a floor here. We've hit the bottom. Like, look at the monthly. You can see we were not going below this level. This is as low as we're going. So it looks like we found a bottom, and we are off this bottom, and we had a huge amount of volume today. 326 million shares today on SNDL. And I've traded this ticker in the past, and you can watch this one accumulating if you have level 2, and you can just sit and watch it staying at the same price point. In the past, it's done this before where it will just stay at the same price point and go back and forth for days and days and days. And then, so that was right over here. You can see it just stays in this area, and it just accumulated for days and days and days. And then boom, we had a big, huge move. So even back here at that big move, our volume is getting close to comparable to the day when we moved, but we barely moved. We came back down again. So, and this is an inverted hammer candlestick. And when you see a big bullish candle like this that doesn't move the price that far, that to me has me interested in looking at this ticker for possible further movement. So this is a penny stock. It's very volatile. You get into this one, you could see a big move, and it could pull it back from you just as fast as you got into that. So just keep aware of that. We are definitely not in an uptrend, but we are definitely seeing some volume here. And so this one was requested, oils, and this is why I love it when I get ticker requests from people, because I get to look at tickers that I never would have looked at otherwise. This is pretty strong in comparison. We're looking at the weekly chart here. Look at the daily chart. So in the daily chart, you can see we found our floor here. We have broken off our intersecting EMAs here, and we had a big move. And we saw some pullback, which was decent amount of pullback given the fact that this was a huge move. And now we're starting to move back up again. We've made our way over that SMA 100. Now it's a low volume ticker. It definitely doesn't have the same movement as the other ones, but we are even over that SMA 200, which is another positive sign. And when I looked a little closer, yes, we closed on a bullish hammer 2 days in a row. So yeah, that didn't reverse anything yet, but we closed on the bullish hammer candlestick, and we have a daily double bottom. So we're daily double bottom resting on that SMA 200 and also intersecting right there with that EMA 12. These are all really good signs for this ticker. And you can see that we had a really good amount of volume. This means the bulls are coming back. Like, when we have all this bear movement here and the bears are in control here, we've got the bulls coming back. So we'll continue to look out here for some more positive uptrend in this ticker oils. So CXXI, I have to say this one is not looking as strong as the other ones that I looked at. We do have a little bit of something we can look at. 71 daily double bottom. So there's nothing on the weekly. I mean, yeah, Actually, we do have a little bit here that we can look at for that bottom on the weekly. So, and there's a little bit in that range. So this could be our bottom. It's not as strong as the others because it's just only been a couple days, whereas the others, we were seeing a stronger base. And also, we don't have a higher high today. We have a daily double top at 82. So we started, if this was our bottom, we bounced off this bottom and started trying to make our way up, but we have rejected this 82 now when we have a double top. So we it's not clear right now. We have this range that we can watch. So you can watch this range between 71 and 82. And if either one of those breaks, and that's how we're going to know the direction and who is in charge here, the bears or the bulls. VEXT. This is one I have never looked at before. We don't have as much history in this chart. You can see that this SMA 200 isn't even fully formed, and neither is that SMA 100. We need to have more history in order to have those filling the length of the chart. So I don't have as many levels to go by. So looking at the bottom that we have here at 68, and I look back and I try to see if I can find some support, and they're really, other than right close to where we are, there is some back here. We could say that this could be an area where we could possibly find some support. And you can see we had huge volume back on this day. There must have been some sort of news or something that drove this price up after just all this, long period of inclining. It looks like we were sort of starting to come back up here. We got over the SMA 100. Then we had some more weakness. We came back down. We hit this support line, which I have highlighted right here. And then we had a nice bounce, and we had a bunch of bull volume come in. And this bull volume is looking very similar to what we had back here. So that's good news, because you can see it's been very low volume. It's just been the bears were in control with very low volume around here. So to have this bull volume back is positive news until, it goes away. So we want to know if it's going to stay. And the one thing that I'm noticing is a daily double top here at 83 cents. So when we had the big move, we hit 83 cents, which you can see here is a level that we have rejected from many, many, many times. And this is a penny stock, so it's the same sort of thing, a penny level, and we can reject it hard. So we've rejected that level. We've come back down a little bit, but that is a normal retracement after a move like this. 50% retracement. It's we could, on a move like that, we could even go down to the 23.6 level. So we're retracing off that big move, and then we'll see if we can attempt again. We can retest this level again, because it's possible, because we made it over this SMA 100. So basically now we're below that SMA 100, so we are in danger of slipping back down into a downtrend. So we want to try and retest that level and get over this SMA 100. Vibe, another one I have never looked at before. So this one looks similar to what we have with TLRY, just sort of following that EMA 12 all the way down in our downtrend, and we're just continuing on, but we may have hit a bottom here. So let's take a look and see if we can find it on the monthly. It's a young chart, just as young as the last one, so we don't have as many levels to compare, and there's not really much going on here. On this weekly chart, we might have something here. Not a lot of support in a chart this young. So basically, we've got some daily areas just gathering, and we've broken off of it. So that's going to have to be enough for us for now, and this could be our strong support going down the road. But we've broken over this SMA 50. So that's a positive thing for this ticker. And what we want to do is get over that SMA 100, which is also going to be getting us over this resistance here and putting us into a daily uptrend. So that would be the level that we're looking for. But in order to get there, it's not going to be straight up. We might have, a couple days up, a couple days down, a couple days up, a couple days down. We've made 2 higher highs and higher lows in the last 2 days. So let's try and continue this pattern of doing that, and then we can get this ticker on the way. You can see we've got increasing bull volume. So things are again looking good for this one. So because we are sort of here off in no man's land, I wanted to find a level for us to look at, and this 52 cents looks to be a pretty decent level, and that's not that far over that SMA 50. So if we can clear that 52, then that would say something for this ticker being strong. So I'll be watching that level. If anybody is looking at entering this ticker, we want to clear that level and then maybe see a retest back down of the support before entry. That's what I would be looking for if I was going to enter. So that is it for the tickers that I'm going to look at today. When I'm seeing this, when I'm pointing out these positive things in these charts, I'm not standing here saying that we are having a complete reversal and it's time to buy. That's not how I'm looking at things. I am a swing trader. I like to buy before breakouts. I am a breakout trader. So when I see things like volume returning to a sector, and when I see things like bulls coming back and making higher highs and clearing certain EMAs, that's when I'll start to scale into my positions. So if you are an investor and you're looking at a long hold, there's no guarantee that this is the bottom, but I pointed out the areas that I see possible support. So those are the areas that I'll be watching for. If we are to see any rejections of the resistance that I see on the way up, I will probably close my positions. And if we see any break of any of the support that I identified and the new support that I'm going to find on the way up, then I'll be closing my positions. I'm a swing trader. I'm looking for the big swings. I'm not really looking to hold these things forever. So that's where I'm at with this analysis. If you want to see more tickers, I'll probably take another look at this sector next week. If you want to see more tickers, just put them in the comments and I'll take a look at them.